Hello everyone, it's Chief here, and ooh look, 5-time experience today. Sweet, and I have the day off. Anyway, I want to go over a few things today. Every tier up to I don't know tier 5 or 6, there's always one tank that stands out more than anything else, and usually those are what we call the seal clubbing tanks. They're just so OP and so good that they're just way better than anything else. Now, starting from tier 7, tier 8, tier 9, tier 10, things gets evened up a little bit better. So, I'm gonna skip to tier 2 and because there's something at tier 1 I want to talk about later. Anyway, so tier 2 obviously it was T18, the most OP little tank in its tier. It has a ridiculous gun that can one-shot any tier 2 tank, including another T18 if you know where to shoot. And pretty much just all around ridiculously overpowered. And the armor is so good that no tank can think about even penning the frontal armor of it. Tier 3, there is a few. I might not have the really OP one. Let's see. What would be a really crazy tier 3 tank? Yeah, like the FCM Pack 40. That's one of those really ridiculously OP tanks. The T70 is pretty good. Chiha is pretty good, but for me, I kept the UE57. The thing has no armor. But it's so tiny. It's so good. The camo value is so high that one, it's ridiculously hard to find. Even if you find it, good luck trying to kill it. Yeah. So and it has amazingly fast firing and good, pretty high alpha gun actually. 75 damage at this tier is pretty damn good. Tier 4, there's two. Well, okay, if you count Hetzer, yeah, that's one, and then Martyr, the British Martyr, Matilda, not Martyr. The British Matilda is obviously really OP, but there's two tank in this tier that's specifically so overpowered over anybody else. If you get into platoon with these tanks, it's just ridiculous. One is this: the Russian Premium Valentine, and the other one is the British, no, the German Premium Heavy at tier 4. It's not here anymore. You can still buy in the store and special events. It's that the German variants of the B1. It's like something B2. That tank has so much armor at tier 4. It's ridiculous. But the crazy thing about these tanks is they're not, on paper, they're not as good as they look. The reason why they're so OP is Hetzer is OP, Matilda is OP, but they're only good at its own tier. Tier 5, they're not as OP as they look. Tier 6, definitely not. This thing, prefer matchmaking will only put it into tier 4 unless your platoon mate platoons you with you in something that might potentially see higher. So is the B2. So they're crazy armored at this tier, and yeah, about as armored, well, a little bit less armored than the Matilda, but at tier 4, that is crazy. And of course, incredibly good matchmaking. Tier 4 matchmaking only. Tier 5, hands down, this thing. Yeah, everybody knows. Don't even need to talk about it. Sherman is good. T14 is good. This thing is the most OPTD in the world. Holy crap. This is like ISU times 10 at tier 5. KV, both of the premium KV and the KV1, they're both pretty good, but yeah. So the defining tank at tier 5 is AT2. way too much armor. Even at tier 7 it's hard to pin this damn thing. um, Tier 7, obviously this is like, if you're good at this, this thing is ridiculous. um, Hands down KV1S and KV2 depending on your preference. I have found that I kept a KV2 because obviously this thing can one shot anything at tier 7, even sometimes at tier 6 or tier 6. Most tanks in tier 7, was the exception of the heavies, and it could ridiculously damage a lot of tier 8s. If you get good shots into tier 8 tanks, you wreck them so bad it's like getting shot by artillery. So yeah, these are the defining tanks, I think, for their tier. But today we are going to talk about the tier 1. Now, not too long ago we got our first taste of the Japanese tech tree. Now I haven't gone very far. I went up the light tank tree and I got to tier 3, the Kiho. It's a nice little tank. Oh, actually, no, the Kini. It's a nice little tank, to be honest. I need to play more. The tier 10 is amazing, but they're mediocre tanks all the way up to tier 10. Some of them are really, really bad, but nothing really stands out except tier 10. But actually, yeah, the tier 1 is incredible. Look at its stats. Let's get another tier 1. Let's get something similar to French, because they're all Renault FT. So here's the French stats compared to this thing. Okay, Renault FT and Renault FT OTSU. Maybe I need to do this. Hold on. Yeah, the vehicle detail wouldn't pop up. Okay, Renault FT and Renault FT OTSU. They're same tank. Oh, there's a couple more, I think. Let's see. The Chinese have a Renault, and I think maybe Russian have one. No, Russian doesn't have one. No. Okay, so 3 Renault FTs. Okay. I'm gonna say Chinese and French is very similar. Chinese has a bit more engine power, a little bit less HP. Really no different at all. The armor is pretty much the same. Stats they're like minute difference with the stats. Okay, so let's take away the Chinese and we'll use the original Renault FT versus this licensed built Japanese Renault OTSU. Obviously Japanese have a little bit hit points, way more heavier, double the weight of the French one, for good reason. Much bigger engine, a little bit better top speed, just slightly, but obviously better traverse speed because of that huge engine, and more than double its counterpart. And this, what? Are you sure this is a free tank and you get 100% crew when you get it? I mean, seriously, what? So, way more frontal armor than any tier 1 tank can ever imagine. Most tier 1 tank can't even pin 30mm of armor, let alone it's sloped and really well built. The turret of the OTSU is actually, I think the second turret is a little bit better armored. Oh, no, it's the same thing. So 20mm frontal armor on the turret that's round and bouncy. Yeah, that's still fine. The gun, 37mm. It's still tier 1, but look at it. It'll barely pen itself. And it's sloped, so it's more than 30mm, so it won't pen the front of another OTSU. Even premium rounds, it has that. It's the highest alpha tier 1 gun. At tier 1, accuracy is fine, the aiming time is okay. It's tier 1, who cares? But it's the biggest alpha gun in tier 1. And this tank sitting in front of another tank with an autoloader, they don't have a chance of penning you anyway. So holy crap. DPM is maybe a little low, but actually it's not that low. And besides, who cares about DPM? You're not going to sit there and fire all of your shots. It's much better at tier 1 to aim your gun and fire, because because your accuracy is so bad. It's better if you aim a little bit and make it more accurate shots, and this alpha damage counts a lot at tier 1. So I got a little tool. I want you guys to see the armor of this little crazy little tank that you can get it for free, almost free. So this is Tank Inspector. I really like this tool, and it's pretty much all of the detail you need about a tank at one place, and probably a little bit more. So let's find this OTSU. Okay. Whoa. Giant tracks. So this is the OTSU with the top gun, top turret, yeah, best fit of everything. Now let's take a look at the armor. As you can see, this tank is pretty well covered in this 30mm armor, and it's just the frontal part of it is 12mm, but still that's not easy to hit, especially at tier 1 with guns that's not so accurate. Most of the turret, even the cupola, is 20mm. The gun, okay, it's kind of spaced, but back of the gun is still 20, so it's fine. Even the cupola is kind of hard to hit. I guess the inner track, you can hit it, but I'm guessing it counts as space armor anyway. Now the other crazy thing is there's literally like no weak points on this tank other than this part right there, but that's hard to hit. And every part of the tank is 30mm, and look, if you armor the like if you angle the front a little bit, see that the bottom part where the number is, you can actually angle this thing. It'll give you a little bit extra armor. I mean, it's extra protection. Still, it's just crazy. The back of the tank, however, is the whole engine part is pretty easy to pen because it's only 12mm, but the back of it is still 20. So yeah, the tank is ridiculous, especially if you're facing someone like head on, like so. I mean, there is no lower glacis. Everything's red. Everything is 30mm. Look at how small that yellow piece becomes. I mean, seriously? This is a little monster. This is crazy. This is crazy for tier 1. Don't even bother shooting the cupola, because you have a better chance of just trying to pin the turret than it is to pin the cupola, because it's the same freaking armor. Of course, on the very top it's 8, but still, how hard is it to hit the very top of the tank? Yeah, that's right. There, now it's gone. And it's a tall tank for tier 1, so other tier 1, it's gonna be hard to shoot the top of the tank. So there's some other stats as well. Mobility, there's a engine HP. Anyway, this is a whole bunch of different there's a whole bunch of different stats that you can read over in this website as well. It gives you all of the little minute detail information, and see how much it weighs and what's the max loadout, stability. This is, oh, there we go. So in stability, you see there's an engine, and it says 44. This is actually the health of the engine. Now, tanks that gets broken engine or gets um, like engine destroyed or set on fire or whatnot, this number is what counts. When people shoot your tank, when it goes through the armor, it also damages your engine. Depending on how much damage it did, it determines whether or not your engine gets damaged or destroyed. And if it gets destroyed, it has a chance of setting you on fire. So that's very helpful. It also gives you ammo rack health. Your ammo rack health is 64 hit points. So yeah, regenerated will be 45. So a whole bunch of different little stats. Aim time was 100% crew, stuff like that. So awesome little website. So we are on mines, and pretty much this is my ace tanker in this tank. I think I've only played like 3 or 4 games in it, and I've already got ace tanker. First game I got third class. Second game I got first class, and then I think I had a game where I just died, and then my ace tanker. And literally, the way I've been playing this tank is simple. I pick a direction and I bum rush. I don't aim. I don't plan out my attack. I don't try to hide my armor or be careful where I'm going. No, find a direction and run a straight line. Um, but yeah, this tank can do that easily. It's how I play my AT2 as well. Just pick a direction and just drive. At tier 5, most people have no clue how to pen AT2. I mean, to be honest, it's not a very strong tank, but most people just don't know how to do it. So here we are. We decided to just bum rush 3-4 line, go all the way into their base, and just sat in their base. Didn't quite work out that way, but that's okay. So here's my cam, my tank cam. So T1 already killed a T1. There's a OTSU there. Actually there's 2 of them. Oh, there's 3 of them. Watch this. Also, oh yeah, forgot to mention, this thing have ridiculous gun depression. Well, actually, all Japanese tank have ridiculous gun depression. Kill number 1. And whoever that is, I think it's Spartan, kept blocking my way. So T1 is about to die. And yeah, 2 OTSU. Look at that! I just bounced the side of a OTSU. Finish off T1, kill number 2. Spartan finishes the other OTSU, and look at how hard it is to pen him. And he's firing autocannon, so yeah, your autocannon's not really gonna work. Okay, kill number 3. Unfortunately, this game turned out horribly bad for my team. So Spartan took a hit, is about to die, and here's the thing: our mighty MAUS driver doesn't understand that he doesn't have armor. Well, at least not that good armor. So yeah, OTSU jams my turret. I finishes him off. That's my kill 4. There's another OTSU. No, that's a. Is that OTSU? I think so. Look, I'm bouncing off the side of him. Well, there you go. I pinned him that time. No, it didn't pin him. So, yeah, he dies. And Spartan gets killed by OTSU. No, that's NE31. NC31. That's the French one, I think. But anyway. So, here you will see how bad, how troll the OTSU armor really is. Here's the enemy OTSU. He sees me, I see him. I missed the first shot. He missed his. I tracked him. He missed. Bounce. He bounces me. I hit his turret that time. He bounced me again and again. I bounce him. He hit me, but in my tracks. I bounced again. Actually, because this gun tend to shoot high, I was actually trying to let the gun. See, I even bounced off his turret. He bounced off me again. So finally I hit the back of his tank where it was weak. So this is my 5th kill. I got shot by something from my left, and I'm looking that way trying to figure out who shot me. And then I spot a very low health T1. There isn't that many people left on my team, and I'm gonna guess. Oh, guess what? It's another OTSU. Okay, so mistake. Lesson learned from the last OTSU I've killed. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit careful this time. Do some side scraping, and hopefully he missed a lot. Hit that one again. I can only pin the turret. There's an OTSU coming. I see him, but I have to finish off this guy. I'm already on 6 kill. So finish off the turret, and then one more shot. He is hitting the side of me, but you see how even in a small tier 1 tank you can still side scrape. I'm gonna pause here for a second. Look at where he shot me. Oh, the rock is getting in my way. But you can see there's a bullet hole right on my track. There's more about the same spot on my track. Both sides of the OTSU is mostly tracks. It's really hard to hit the inner hull of the tank from the side anyway. So yeah, you can still side scrape pretty successfully in OTSU. So anyway, let's finish this game. Obviously, I'm not gonna survive this one because he knows what he's doing. So he shot right through my turret and killed me. So let's see some battle results. So here we are at the battle result. Unfortunately, it's a defeat, and again I'm using WOTreplay.com, one of the extremely good tools to share tank replays and whatnot with your friends and stuff like this. You need to have a EU account, which doesn't really matter, you can just create one. Now remember, this is a defeat and I'm in a tier 1. I made 1,389 experience. I made 12,000, almost 13,000 credit in a tier 1. So I got my mastery badge and I got my top gun, because I see this game just would not allow me to kill 8 tanks. It just won't. Every time I get 7 kills, if I had a chance for 8, it's miraculously just all of my shots will start missing, or he'll just blow up by some random BS hit from another tank or something like that, or he probably would shoot himself and ammo rack himself before I kill it. So yep, 7 killed, most I've ever gotten, most I ever will get. I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe I can prove myself wrong one day. So let's see how I did. Obviously I hit a crap ton of tanks. I actually hit 9 tanks, but I only killed 7 obviously. So 464 damage, which is equivalent to about 4 tanks at tier 1. I received 10 hits. Yeah, see, I took almost 400 damage. My tank have how much health? A little bit spotting damage. It doesn't really matter. So I fired 32 shots. And that's the thing about tier 1. The guns are so inaccurate, but they shoot really fast, so it doesn't really matter as long as you hit most of it. So I hit more than half of my shots, and I did 18 penetrating hits, so that's fine. Versus the other team, the highest XP earner is obviously this person right here, another OTSU that killed 5 tank. He must have been very patient, because obviously he aimed all of his shots and he hit all of them. I wasn't. I just spammed mine. He took 357 damage. I have a feeling he's the guy that killed me at the end. Out of my team, I did significantly more damage than he did, but his team did significantly better than mine. Even though they had more players that did nothing, I'm thinking this guy probably was. No, he actually drove around and did nothing. But of the top half of the team, their team did so much more than ours, twice as better than ours, except a few people. Like I did much better than their top guy, and then my second is slightly worse than their second, and then the rest of them just did horrible. So, well, the second guy is Spartan. Blooper, unfortunately, he's a light tank driver. He's not good with tanks that don't have any speed. So yeah, it was a good replay after all, and I have a feeling this is gonna be my favorite tier one. Our class is my law tractor. So hope you guys enjoyed the replay and have fun on the battlefield.